Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Papaya Pod, a McLaren F1 podcast. I am your host, Jimmy, and we are back with the guest episode this week. We've had a few weeks of race reviews from three amazing races. Okay, two amazing races. We won't mention Vegas. And we're back with a guest episode now, and I'm really excited. We've got the first ever return guest, not including Keith, of course, because he's now part of the furniture. Our first ever return guest in Andy Donnelly. Andy was on, I believe it was episode 2, so one of my very first guests, and he did speak about doing a episode where he shows a lot more of his merch that he's got and memorabilia and stuff. And off season started, so bang, we got straight into it. Really grateful for him to come on and share with us not only his memorabilia and merchandise, but the stories behind each item. It wasn't just a quick flash and gone. Every item had a story behind it, which was fascinating. And yeah, it was very much a show and tell episode, this. So you may want to go on YouTube. We try to describe the items as best we can. But you may want to go on YouTube for this one because there were some very, very special pieces. Shout out to him as well because he has offered to donate a couple of his pieces for a competition for the podcast. So one of you guys, unfortunately not me or Keith because we're not allowed to enter, one of you guys will win an amazing prize. So you're going to find out what it is on this episode. We're also going to put a post out on the socials as well on how to enter. And this episode actually went on a little bit because there was so many awesome things and so many awesome stories. We're going to break it into two parts as well. So this is part one, and then we'll release part two as well. But I really hope you guys enjoy this as much as I did recording it, and I know Keith did as well. So yeah, enjoy, guys. Without further ado, along with my co-host Keith, it's Andy Donnelly. Keith, Andy, how are we both doing?
Good, excellent. Glad to be here. A returning to the podcast. I don't know if I'm the first returner to the podcast, but
You absolutely are. Yes.
early on in the uh, like episode 2 or 3,
Ep
was it?
Episode 2, I believe. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, Keith was the first returner, but because that was a race reviews, I'm not going to count them because Keith's now just part of the furniture. He's not a guest anymore.
Yeah, he's a
And I'd just
ghost.
like to say thanks for having me back as always. And it's a real privilege to be back on with yourself and Andy because I was one of the lucky ones that got to do the McLaren Fans podcast with Andy and Sarah. So this is just lovely to do a Christmas one with you guys. So thanks for having me.
If
Yes.
anything, I always talk about me being an imposter with regards to McLaren and you hardcore fans, but I actually feel like even more so now because you mentioned the McLaren Fans podcast, which you two are obviously. Andy was one of the founders, and you were a massive part of that, Keith. So if anything, I'm actually intruding on you guys. We should just put this on the old McLaren's Fans podcast feed, I reckon.
Well, we could, but I don't want to steal your thunder. You're doing such a great job anyway, so
I
yeah,
appreciate that, mate, but not at all. Like this was never just like I always said, it's never about me. It's about the McLaren fans and stuff. That's what
yeah,
it's all about. So,
exactly. And that's
but
that's the
yeah,
great thing
seriously,
about them.
thank you, mate, for coming on because, like I said, we spoke about doing this when you were on
Mhm.
episode 2, and
Yeah,
as soon as the season was over, bang, you straight in the DMs. Let's do it. And what better
yeah.
time? And I'm so excited. I know you are as well, Keith.
So
Oh,
I've
absolutely.
spent the last couple of days in the wilderness called my loft, going through about 7 or 8. You know those big blue IKEA bags you get?
Yeah.
I've got about 8 of them full of McLaren kit.
Wow.
It goes all the way back to the early 2000s, even a little bit before that in some
Wow.
cases.
Wow.
Some of it is kind of, what everybody could buy.
Mm.
Some of it is team issue. And maybe at some point we have to do a team issue episode, but we'll get into that. So what I wanted to kind of come on and just have a chat to you guys about is, which is very apt, is McLaren winning.
Yeah. I mean, what
Um,
better time, right?
yeah, exactly. Because, I've waited a bloody long time for this.
Oh,
So, yeah, part of it is let's go through some merch that follows that theme a little bit as well.
Awesome.
And also, part of it is let's have a chat about maybe sort of for what people might not know, they might be new to McLaren, they might be new to the sport. Um, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a synopsis of the history of what happened with Team McLaren and how it's come to be McLaren Plus today.
Hmm.
Obviously, there are people probably in the team itself that were to do this, but um, so I think I've posted a few times. I think you guys have retweeted and stuff where I've posted up some of the magazines that McLaren used to do a racing line. So what happened was back in the day, a long, long time ago, um, Team McLaren was essentially it was a fan club. It wasn't to do with McLaren at all in the first early days. It was very much a let's do a McLaren fan club. Let's get this up and running. And back in the day, the team kind of went, well, okay, yeah, all right, we'll let you have a pass for Silverstone, and you can get some fans in and stuff like that. And you're probably talking sort of maybe the early 90s, something like that. At some point, I'm going to document everything that I know and start filling in some of the blanks with some of the friends that I've got and made over that time. So,
I
um,
feel a book coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. I can feel a
well,
book coming on,
that's
definitely.
that's
The fans book, it would be fantastic, wouldn't
Yeah, it
it?
really would.
so I've often thought about that, and I've thought about how would I go about doing a documentation book of like all the McLaren kit through the
Mm.
ages and what there was, what the special is. Because we've had the cars, we've had the winners, we've had the drivers,
Yeah.
but should we not have the kit? Especially with it being
Yeah.
such a big thing now that people are
Yeah.
into.
Yeah.
So I do have I am going to contact somebody who's a very good McLaren historian over the Christmas holidays and see what he says.
Oh.
And if that goes, then you never know. I've never written a book before, certainly not a McLaren book, but he would be the right person to speak to. Anyway, by the by, so they set up this Team McLaren thing, and over the years they got closer and closer to the actual team. And what happened was, out of as far removed from the MTC in Woking as you can probably
Mm.
get, it was an industrial unit on a industrial estate in Bradford, which
Oh, wow.
is literally 15 minutes drive from where I live, right? Um, and the downstairs was the warehouse, upstairs was where the offices were. And if you've ever seen what was that TV show with David Brent in it? The
The
Office.
Office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much that kind of setup, right? If you ever went there and were lucky enough to visit. So it was um they used to bring out a magazine for the fans. They used to bring out sort of memberships and everything else like that. I'm pretty sure there'll be some people listening that have got membership cards going back. In fact, if you've got a membership card from way back, get it posted, tag us in. Let's have a look. Or
Absolutely.
any old memorabilia back from the Team McLaren days. So essentially, what you would get every year is you paid for your membership.
Hmm.
You get a plastic card with Team McLaren on it and your name and everything else like that. And you'd also get like a t-shirt or a polo, but that would have Team McLaren on it. It wouldn't be McLaren F1 Racing or anything else like that. And over the years, what they started to do is because they actually supplied the kit to the actual team themselves, they started basically doing an online, not an online. There was no such thing as an online
No, I
shop.
was going to say.
Order
Not
from a
back then,
catalog.
no.
Know what I'm saying?
Postal
No.
order.
You had to order from a catalog and send
Yeah.
in a piece of paper with your credit card number written on it and all of your details, which these days seems like the most insecure thing you could ever do ever, and it probably was, right?
It was a safer
And
place
then
back then.
yeah, and then literally, you get your order these days in a couple of days. It would be 4, 5, 6 weeks before something would arrive. It was a
Wow.
28 days delivery type thing. And you get your kit through the door. And, these days you can buy t-shirts, jumpers, special editions for Miami, special editions for
Yeah.
Las Vegas, all that.
Yeah.
Literally back then, you could buy a fans t-shirt, a fans polo shirt, a kind of jumper sweatshirt. You couldn't really buy much of the actual what you would call team kit. It was all
Mm,
fanware, if that makes sense.
mm.
There wasn't such a kind of thing as replica kit. And then they started to kind of bring some little bits of that in to it, as well as other bits and pieces like um, whatever was popular at the time. So like MP3 players, you could get a McLaren MP3 player. Um, uh, you know, things like mobile phone holders for old phones before smartphones were out. A McLaren watch, which has always kind of been there, and every other bits and pieces. Even I know that you can get K-Swiss trainers and stuff like that with the team where they even brought out
Keith
a
has a pair
smart,
or two of those, don't you, mate?
yeah, they even brought out smart shoe range at one point, and I've got a few pairs of theirs, them kicking about somewhere as well. So,
Wow.
yeah, so there's a lot kind of up there to sort of get through and sort out at some point. And kind of what I really should do is kind of almost document it into years and put it
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
um, together. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd start with um, since Lando's just won the Drivers' Championship, I thought I'd kind of go back to the last two drivers that won Drivers' Championships for us and what
Hmm.
kind of merch was kind of kicking around then. So I'm expecting you both to get this answer right, but who were the last two drivers that won the Drivers' Championship and what years?
You can take one, Keith. Don't you dare take the one I want.
Well, I won't say Lewis Hamilton. I won't do your one. I'll go Lewis Hamilton, shall I?
Yeah, yeah. And what year was that?
Was that 2008, if I remember rightly?
It was indeed. Yes, you're right.
Ka-ching.
And the
Yeah,
absolute legend that is Mika Hakkinen, of course.
yeah. And he
98 and 99. So
See,
99 would have been the
two
last.
years on the trot.
I was going to steal that one, but I just knew that you'd get upset with me, so I went
I
Lewis.
would have dropped you. I would have been looking for a new partner.
So obviously back then you could buy some merch,
Yeah.
bits and pieces that were um, celebrate the championship and stuff like that. Certainly in the first instance you could get your usual cap, jumper and t-shirts and stuff, but then they brought out some additions for
Mm.
sort of the championship winning sort of thing. So just to give you an idea of what the merch was kind of like back then, I've picked this up now. Tell me if you can see it or not.
Yeah, we can see that, Andy.
Yeah. So
So
this
for
is a
those only on
box.
the audio, it's an awesome box with the West McLaren Mercedes. I think it's Mika Hakkinen on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That in itself is just beautiful.
Yeah. And it's got a tagline on there that says West McLaren Mercedes making history by design. And it's got
Wow.
a sort of the logo in the top corner with West McLaren Mercedes on it then. So in this box, there are some bits and pieces. So if I just open it, it's a little bit old, but um, so as you say, you would get a cap
Look at that.
Wow, look.
with
Look at that.
West McLaren Mercedes on it,
Awesome.
but it would also have sewn in um, the driver's signature, and that one says number one, the flying fin, and on the other side we've got number two, which of course would be DC.
David Coulthard.
Yeah. So yeah, so as kind of a fan thing, you would get something like that.
That's
Um
fantastic.
and then also, like I was saying, you wouldn't buy the normal like thing, but you would get something. So this is still never worn. And as you can see the logo there, says,
Team
Team
McLaren.
McLaren. Yeah,
yeah. And it
yeah.
also says McLaren dot,
Dot
is it
net.
McLaren dot net?
Have you
Yeah,
checked that website out recently?
No,
I
maybe,
wonder if that's still going.
yeah.
that'd
And
be
then you've got an
worth.
embroidered sort of patch with West McLaren, and you can see a little
Wow.
bit of the logo.
Yeah.
Um, I do have one of these somewhere that is not in packet and
Very well worn.
very well worn. Um, so you would kind of get that sort of thing around that time. Um, I've got another one where where it basically had a radio in, so you could listen to um, when you're at the track, pick up the track commentary and stuff like that. So, they thought about these things. I've even got one with a VHS tape in it, of a season review.
There'll be
At
people
some
listening
point,
to this saying, "What the hell is a VHS?"
all right, it's like Netflix but physical. Um,
All the youngsters now running to their mums and dads going, "What's a VHS?" That was in the days when we had tapes. What, like a DVD? No, before them.
yeah,
Uh,
long, long time before then. Um, but obviously that season we won the Drivers' Championship.
Mm,
So you could also get a cap which had once again the team logo. They were very into the team kind of logo part of things.
mm.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then back around the front, uh, we got World Championship team or World Champion team on there with obviously the
Embroidery is
West.
amazing.
It
Even to
Yeah.
really
today's
is.
standard, that is, you know,
And it's all embroidered and it's really good
yeah,
quality. I mean, it's lasted what 20 odd years, so
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But this one's kind of special as well because somebody
Look,
scribbled on it.
somebody scribbled on the cap. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Wow.
that's definitely one of my pride and joy. So that is
yeah,
a team
definitely. Yeah.
cap with the World Championship team on it, signed by the world champion himself at that time. That is a very
Mika Hakkinen, aka God.
yes,
But what I mean,
absolute
what
gem.
lovely memorabilia, and even to see the speed mark with the highlighted tip on it, and and you see all of that, and the box up. They made that box up. Whoever was in that marketing in them days, and the designing, that's just fantastic. It's iconic, even still. It just looks
Yeah,
absolutely amazing, doesn't it?
yeah.
The detail
And
in that embroidery is really
Yeah.
quite something.
but what you've also got to remember is probably back then there wasn't sort of 10,000 people buying a McLaren shirt.
No,
It
no.
was a whole different ball game back then,
Yeah,
and it was, it was real kind of, I guess, the fanatical fans bought the stuff to go to Silverstone or bought the stuff to whatever. So, you know, just to digress a little bit, I was because of my close proximity to where the place was,
mm,
and there wasn't a lot of us kind of around then, and that I got to know them pretty well. Um, and I'll always remember them absolutely saving my bacon. And this is very much like a first world problem here. I think this was back in 2012. I was going to Australia for the race. Could have been
wow.
2014 actually. Going to Australia for the race, beginning of the season.
Hmm.
They just released the team kit 2 days before I was going to get on a plane. Absolute impossibility of me to get anything to go to Australia with. And this was the first, the early days
Yeah,
of, Twitter being as powerful as it was back then.
yeah,
And, um, so I just messaged them and said, any chance I can place my order, but come and collect it?
yeah.
Sure, no problem at all. Put your order in, come over. We'll give you we'll have a chat, have a coffee, and I'll give you a little show around and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, but remember, this is not going around the MTC. This is not looking down a boulevard of cars or anything
Yeah,
like that.
but even
The-
still, Andy, to be going to Australia, to be one of the ones sitting in the stands and everybody going, oh, where's he got all that from?
yeah, they didn't even have the new kit in the stores at the
Oh,
track in
wow.
Australia. It was all the old kit. The only people who had it was me and the actual team people.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's
Um,
phenomenal. You must have, there must be people thinking that there was a team member sitting in the stands.
yeah, yeah, something
A
like that.
spot. It's like an IndyCar spotter. Is he one of them? Is he one of them?
Yeah, yeah. Um, so so I had obviously all of this sort of team kit picked up what what I could actually get that day, which is, sometimes they can't fulfill everything because
Yeah.
some of it's gone out. So I at least got like a team shirt and the jumper and the jacket to take with
Wow.
me. So
Absolutely amazing.
yeah, and then they gave me like a showroom of the warehouse, and I've got to say it was just a lot of cardboard boxes.
Wasn't as glamorous as it sort of made out to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not quite the
Yeah.
boulevard as you said earlier. It's not
Yeah.
quite, but they had McLaren written on the side of the boxes. That was good enough.
Yeah. But the team that worked there and the girls that worked in that team and that
Amazing.
they were very much a McLaren through and through. Um, and then it was a
Still that
really sad,
same philosophy as they've got today, just team, team, team.
Yeah,
even more so, I think.
Really.
Yeah, it was fans first, very much fans
Mm.
first.
that's
They
fantastic
were a
to hear.
fan club. Remember, they come out of a fan
Yeah,
club rather than a thing. But shortly after that, unfortunately for them, they decided that they would bring everything, all of that part of it, into the marketing team, into
in-house.
MTC and everything. And as
Yeah.
for any listeners out there, Bradford is not around the corner from walking and that.
No.
So unfortunately, some of my friends there, lost their jobs because of that.
Yeah, yeah,
It was really sad because they put years of work into it, 15, 20 years of work into it,
yeah.
and then it just essentially got taken into the team and sort of in a different way. Um, but that's business.
That I
That's
was going to say that
And
is
it's
efficiency and
yeah,
probably gets
efficiency,
us to where
business,
we are.
trademarking, getting it dead right, having
Yeah.
everything that's yeah, yeah,
It gave it a bit more of an F1 team
yeah,
feel rather than a fan club feel. That's
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
biggest change I noticed. Anyway,
they've
um,
got to move with the times, haven't they? At the end of the
yeah,
day,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah. So these things kind of happen. So um, that kind of takes that side of the story. So we've covered off that. Let's go on to our last winner before Lando, which was Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to talk about McLaren winning
Mm-hmm.
and we've won a good number of races this year, and it's great seeing the team celebrate and everything else like that. But we used to do something different before.
Yeah.
And the most of you will notice this. I'm wearing this fetching, rather what some people might consider a Ferrari red t-shirt, but
not
it's
not on
got
this
nothing
podcast.
to do with Ferrari. Um,
That'll
so
keep you up.
when we took on Vodafone as a sponsor a long time ago, um, and I see Jimmy's wearing his Vodafone top as well, so we're pretty much in that sort of era. Um, what used to happen is when we won a race, all the team would put on one of these t-shirts, and the official color is rocket red. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would wear
Very
this,
different to Ferrari red.
very
Yeah.
different to Ferrari red. It's completely different. And they would wear this for a race photo for the race photo afterwards or pack up and things like that.
Mm.
So every year, as part of like the McLaren store and everything else like that, as a fan, you could buy one of these and you could wear it at home when the team won. So, you know, you've got your top that Jimmy's got on there, and then when Lewis was winning those races, you could wear
Look at this one. Look at this.
the
This
rocket
is
red version.
So that is exactly the same t-shirt that I am wearing right now. It's got the same
Yeah,
arms on the
All the same
shoulders,
logos on it. Yep.
yeah,
but it's just the rocket red version for the
it
winning.
is.
Amazing.
Yeah. So you would get that, um, and you would wear that as a fan. You'd be like, right, brilliant, that's great. And we produced these for about 10 years, to which I have quite a few.
Well,
Another
10
one's
years
on
worth,
the
probably.
Mercedes. Um,
There was a
and
lot of winning in that time.
there was a lot of winning in that time. And then, unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of winning.
That's a rarer one, that one.
That's a that was a very subtle way of bringing Honda into the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
So, these are probably quite rare.
was going to say
Very
they are
rare.
probably very rare.
Yeah. Certainly you could buy them as a fan. I don't think many people wanted to at that time. They certainly disappeared after the kind of first year of Honda. And obviously we weren't sponsored by Vodafone anymore after that either.
No, no.
So they disappeared. And we had a papaya shirt for a while for winning. I think I've got one of those kicking about somewhere. Um, I'll have to find that. But it was very much uh, a mirror of what the actual team shirt was, but in papaya. So that was
Yeah.
kind of the start of that coming back in.
When would that
However,
have been? Because I don't remember that one. I don't remember the papaya winning shirt.
remember when we had the Honda shirt
Mm,
Hmm.
with the black arms?
Yep.
yes.
So there was two variants that year. So I'm going to diverse for a little bit before I come back to this
Yeah.
black t-shirt here to go through what happened with the Honda stuff because there's an interesting story about.
Well, I've got a long-sleeved white Honda, McLaren Honda, quarter zip top hanging up in my wardrobe actually,
Yeah,
with the black trim and stuff.
yes. So around that time, we had a Honda with a black sleeves and a white body part of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then halfway through the season, what you found was that the team kit changed to the opposite, the almost negative of it. They had white sleeves with a black body panel, and you couldn't buy that. I keep searching for one. If anyone's got one spare, let me know. Um, and the reason being, and this is just essentially, we had a white shirt, and the mechanics were getting oil down the front of it,
Makes sense, doesn't it?
or they were getting dirty really quickly.
Yeah.
So they switched it to the darker shirt so that it didn't show so badly. So if you go back and look some footage from, I think it was our first Honda year back with a sort of Alonso and Button, um, you can see if you look at any footage from Australia and then go from the summer break onwards, you'll see that there's a different um, shirt that they're wearing. And that wasn't the first, wasn't the only time where the shirt we had with Honda got us into a little bit of trouble either. So I think it was even the next year, and it's fondly known as the zebra t-shirt.
Yes.
Can you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
my
It
gosh.
wasn't the best looking top, was it?
it wasn't.
It
Um,
wasn't brilliant. It wasn't flattering either. Let's
it
just
wasn't
say that.
flattering. It wasn't the best looking top, and the drivers refused to wear it. It was that hideous.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I never
So if you
knew
go
that.
back to the next season, similarly again, beginning of the season, the drivers have got official shirts on and everything like that. Couple of races in, when we get back to Europe, their shirts are white and plain. Same sort of pattern design,
Mm.
but their shirts are white and plain. So very interesting that there's these kind of what I call variants or anomalies out there that were only ever sort of given the team, which brings me on to sort of another part of it all is a lot of the stuff that you would get back then, it was a replica,
Yeah.
but there were certain ways you could get hold of some of the team stuff. So weirdly, towards the end of some of the seasons, when we were sponsored by Hugo Boss,
Hmm.
They sold off a few of the team T-shirts as like special editions off a charity or something through the Team McLaren bit, right? So you could actually purchase some of those official sort of things, and they would be different because they'd have a zip pocket or something like that for the paddock pass and everything, and slightly different material. So I do have some of them in my collection as well. They are for the slimmer gentleman, let me just say that.
That's Hugo Boss for you.
Yeah,
While we're there, I just want to touch it. We had Ben Hayborn on, who used to work for McLaren years ago,
yeah,
and he was telling me on that episode that he used to get obviously all the team kit, and of
yeah,
course, like this one I'm wearing now has got the Boss logo on the back, but
yes,
it's obviously not made by Hugo Boss.
correct.
But the team kit was all made by
Yeah.
Hugo Boss, and he said the difference in the quality was
Oh,
insane.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the way you can tell the difference is the label in the inside for the Hugo Boss team kit was a bright green label sewn in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
that is a way, if you ever offered something that says, oh, it's official team kit from the Hugo Boss era, that's what you need to look out for.
Right.
So, yeah, so you could pick up some of these things. But what McLaren used to do at the end of every year is they used to shred them and incinerate them all the team kit.
sacrilege.
Why?
Don't know, Ron Dennis thing, Hugo Boss
Sa-
thing, didn't want it to
Total
get out.
sacrilege.
However, some bits do get out.
Slip through the net.
Yeah, I've got a few bits. I know that McLaren collector Scott Houghton's got a few bits kicking about. Definitely know Andy Robinson's got a few bits from later on.
Mm.
Um, I've I've got some stuff in my collection that if I showed you them, McLaren would probably send me an email saying, "Oh, we want that back, thank you." So that's not gonna happen. But that was a digression. The red winning shirts. So if you have a look here, so I've got one that's rather special. So once again, it's the Mercedes era. So this is Lewis Hamilton, and we've got I think it's down the side there.
Yeah, you can see the Lewis Hamilton down that side of the shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll just hold this up. But for that season, you could buy this shirt, but you could also buy the actual
Oh, wow.
Drivers' Championship shirt.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
So I
wow.
was kind of hoping maybe we'd do something like that for Lando for next year or the World Drivers' Championship, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so that's really, quite a um, and I don't care what people say about some of the older stuff falling apart. These are now 20 odd years old ish, getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still really good quality. Really, the prints are all on them and everything else like that. Granted, they're probably not being worn as much as some of the other stuff, but there
Yeah.
you
To be
go.
honest with you, this one I've got has been washed a fair few times. The only bit actually coming off is the inside bit,
Yeah, the
um,
label.
where the label
Yeah.
is, but it was sort of printed on with the Vodafone McLaren Mercedes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, all the stuff on the outside is all absolutely perfect.
I've still
yeah,
got a lot of kit that I wear from the different era. Some of the Renault McLaren when we had the Renault team, I've still got some of that kit hanging around. Polo
yeah.
shirts, fleece. We had lovely fleece jumpers, and I think I'm not sure, Andy. It was the first time when Renault came in that we started being able to buy the waterproof jacket as well for when we wanted to be out in the stands and stuff like that.
You're wrong. Sorry.
Oh, see, look at that. That's why we got the maestro here, ladies and gents. I couldn't remember back how far back it went from
We've
there.
we've we've always kind of had one. We definitely had a grey Mercedes one.
Yes. Now, yeah, I
Um,
remember now. Yeah,
It was
there
like a
was
yeah.
silver,
also,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a
yeah,
silver, was yeah,
there
yeah.
was a silver one, there was a grey one, but there was also a one year we had like this black, we had a black team top,
Mm-hmm.
which had silver flashes on it at the bottom with a Vodafone on it. Really
Mm-hmm.
nice. I'll that was like if I'm gonna go for like my favorite ever design of kit, that was that year. It was really nice. So I've got some of those. Um, but they had a jacket that came out,
Ah, right, yeah.
a waterproof jacket, and that's got like it feels almost like that bubbly pop stuff that you
Yeah,
get
yeah, 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 like the bubble wrap stuff. Yeah.
bubble wrap for the design. So I'll have to hunt that out as well.
Yeah. Because I know for a few years I wasn't getting team kit. I was a young dad in them days, and it was, let's be honest, and I know Andy, you'll back us up on this. A lot of the price range was quite heavy for to the general fans. It was quite a
Yeah,
big outlay to get the stuff.
yeah, and it's we look at the prices of them now, and I remember thinking 38 quid was a lot for a team
Yeah.
shirt and a thing like that. Some of the things that we used to always get every season, we don't get them now. So if I was going to issue a plea to McLaren merchandising, I would say, right, bring back the Rocket Red celebration shirt, even if it's like I don't know, like a deeper papaya or something like that
Yeah.
that they wear that we can wear with you and like it has winner on it or something like that,
That would be awesome.
especially if we win in races. But the other thing is, we like you were saying there, oh, sorry, what was it? The just jog my memory again, Keith. Sorry.
I was talking about the fleeces and the waterproofs and all the bits and
Yeah.
pieces that.
So yeah, we also had like a management shirt.
Oh wow,
So
really?
the team would wear like these kind of shirts,
Yeah,
but the
yes.
management on the actual um I don't know, there must be a name for them. The thing that looks over the track that they sit on
Yeah.
with all of
Yes.
the um I want to call it the Pratt perch because that's what they all call it. But um, where all the teams sit and have like engineers and all that kind of stuff, they
Yeah.
would all wear like a proper shirt with
That's right. Yeah,
embroidered
they used to
stuff
look
in it.
like the button-down shirts. They always looked
Yes.
really nice and smart and crisp, didn't they? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you used to be able to get them as well.
I
And they
always
were always
wanted the West
embroidered.
one of those from the 98 season. I remember seeing,
Sorry?
I always wanted the West one. Ron Dennis used to wear the grey one, didn't he, with West written across it
Yeah.
and West across here. And obviously in Europe,
Yeah.
they would wear team, it had team written across it and stuff. I always wanted one of them.
So
I don't
you
know when I
should,
would ever wear it. I just always wanted one.
yeah, have a look on eBay. They pop up every now and then.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've got one. I had one at one point, but I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess I'm going to tell you the weirdest bit of kit I ever bought
Oh, yes.
or ever
Come on, let's
got.
do this.
So, and once again, apologies for all of them younger listeners, viewers who might not even know what this was. Years ago, McLaren did um, uh, activewear as well,
Yeah,
right? And it was like McLaren Active, it was
yeah.
called, and it was a slightly different design to the stuff. But they brought out a jacket, and in that jacket, you could plug your iPod in. So your iPod was the music bit of what your iPhone is now, but in one device. Yeah. And you could plug that in. There was a special plug inside, not a headphone plug, a proper plug that went in the bottom of it. And you could actually control your iPod,
Kids listening going, oh my God.
right, from a panel on your arm that you flipped the Velcro up
Uh,
and could press play and everything else
oh my
on it
gosh.
and pull it back. Brilliant, brilliant piece of kit.
For so many of our younger fans now, this is the first time they've ever been able to buy a championship winning t-shirt or cap that's
Yeah,
on its way out now, isn't it? So a lot of them are sitting there going, "Oh right, they did all that. We haven't even got our caps yet."
I feel
yeah.
like that was
Yeah, I
so
haven't got
far
my
ahead of
cap
its
yet.
time, though.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
yeah,
so far ahead of its time, right?
It
Back
was,
yes.
then.
really was, wasn't it? When you think about it.
Yeah. Now I don't own that because somebody offered me some utterly stupid money for it a few years later. And I was like, well, I can either keep this or probably go to a Grand Prix.
Go to
So
the Grand Prix.
yeah. So it was quite an easy thing. So um I guess any questions on that or any questions about kit, I might be able to answer it. I might not be able to answer it. If not, I can definitely go and try and research it and find out.
No, I just think
And
I
also,
mean, I just think you need to get your camera out, Andy. You need to
Yeah.
start, you need to get up in that loft, get those IKEA bags out when you've got time. Start trying to put them into year order. And I'd love to see them documented. So younger fans and us as well, that we, maybe that we couldn't afford it in them days. I mean, because I
Yeah.
was still in the early 80s and 90s when I was still serving in the military. I used to have to wait for mum and dad to send me over the racing magazine so I could find out who'd won the race, because the British Forces Broadcasting Society, those were out there, they were useless about letting us know who'd won a Grand Prix. so, so I'd love to see you document it, Andy. So my first question to you is, how did you feel as a fan who's really in touch with the guys? You'd been part of that team fanware as well. What was your thoughts on when we went back to Papaya and we really started like shouting proud about being Papaya again?
I was really happy about that.
Mm,
Obviously, I like bright colors. That's
yeah.
great. I felt that it was a very conscious line drawn in the sand
Mm,
between the Ron Dennis era of McLaren and
mm-hmm.
the Zach Brown era.
Yeah.
Because that's what we've got to call it now, the Zach Brown era.
It is kind of, yeah, with the two
Yeah,
championships now and the drivers' champion, it is a new
yeah,
era adorning, isn't it? It
yeah.
really
And I
is.
think it was very much Zach sort of going, right, let's bring a bit of heritage back.
Yeah.
Let's all do this. And I think this is something that I don't think the team did for a long time or very well in the past, and are very good at it now, is celebrating the heritage, not just of the team, but of Bruce as well,
Yes,
and
definitely
celebrating,
Bruce. Yeah.
anniversaries of that and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So to go back to Papaya, is great, and I guess the anecdote of why we're Papaya, do you know that?
Mm.
Yeah, so
Perhaps,
it's
perhaps you could share it anyway for those younger fans that don't know, Andy. Because us older ones, we know, but maybe
right.
for the younger listeners that are coming in, let's update them with why.
So back in the olden days, and Keith can
Now,
probably help
if
me
you
with
had
this
never
because you were
heard of
probably around.
iPads, this next bit's going to blow your mind.
Right.
iPods, rather. iPods, sorry.
It's just
Yeah.
us oldies that remember this stuff.
So there was this thing called television.
Had
And
a
we weren't
massive
live
box on,
streaming, all right? We weren't
Yeah.
live
massive,
streaming.
had a massive
And
box on the back.
yeah, and please guys jump in if I get any of this wrong because it's drawn from memory.
Yeah.
Right. So um what we had back then is a car used to run the colours of the country that it represented.
Mm-hmm.
A red Ferrari, but I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you a story at some point about green Ferraris if you want,
Oh,
which is very
oh.
interesting.
And the
But
British Racing Green arguments. Oh, here we
yeah,
go.
and then we had British racing green, so most of the British cars were green.
Yeah.
Germany was silver,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it wasn't really silver. It was they just didn't paint the car.
Yeah, I
It
was gonna
was
say
stainless steel.
it was just metal, wasn't it,
It was just
really? Yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
So that's how you got the Silveros for Mercedes, and various other colours around the sort of world. And this was because TV back in those days was black and white.
Mm-hmm.
So people couldn't distinguish the colors, but the different shades would show up differently on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it comes from when Bruce McLaren and Denny Hume were racing in Can-Am, and they wanted a color that stood out
Yeah.
on black and white TVs, different to everything else that was there,
Yeah.
but also would show the logos, the numbers, and the sponsors quite brightly. And they couldn't use white, and they didn't want to go to one of the other colours because they'd already been used. But they wanted something that would appear slightly different on the TV, but also be able to show the kind of important stuff on the
Mm-hmm.
side of the car.
Mm-hmm.
So they picked papaya orange, um, and that's my understanding of it.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Genius,
think this.
really.
Sorry.
It's a genius, really.
Yeah,
It
Back
was,
then.
it
yeah.
was
Well
very clever
before the time.
marketing, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
great marketing to make sure that the car was seen and it stood out. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I'm very happy that we went back to that. We did put it on the
Mm.
Formula One cars for a little while in the
Mm.
70s.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously when sponsorship came in, we had
Marlborough.
Texaco to start with, which is the red and
Oh, of
white.
course.
Yeah,
It was Texaco first,
yeah,
wasn't it?
red
Right.
Yeah,
Texaco.
yeah.
Because it was
Um,
Yardley before, wasn't it? Which they
we
kept the
had
papaya,
Yardley on a white car
Yep.
but they had the
with a
papaya
slight,
stripe, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we had the
Um,
Marlborough colours, didn't we, as such?
yeah, then it was Texaco, then the Marlboro,
Yep.
which was the Rocket Red.
Yep.
Um, and then obviously we went to sort of West
Yeah.
when the cigarette sponsorship was there. And obviously when that kind of um, sort of finished, there was then Vodafone with the silver for the Mercedes and stuff like that. And then we had a few different colours. We had the what was it? Something graphite charcoal or something like that one
Yeah.
year, which was a
Yeah.
really nice design. I really
Yeah.
liked it, but it really
Just didn't work, I don't
no,
think.
It
no.
wasn't picturesque, was it? It's not a sort of thing. As a youngster, you'd have still been looking for a red Ferrari to hang on the wall, let's be honest, rather than that, because it wasn't eye-catching candy, was
No,
it?
no. Just on liveries and weird things. Please tell me if I just keep going on here because of so many anecdotes. But this is probably going to like been the longest episode ever at this point, isn't it?
We'll
Um,
break it into two if we have to.
yeah.
And that, everyone, feels like the right place to end part one of this episode with Andy and Keith. So until part two, never stop racing.